My name is Representative Stephen Ucci, and it's with great pleasure that I'm here with Representative Publ, Representative Carnevale, Senator Lombardo. Last year, we were approached at the State House to put in legislation by a company that wanted to build a new power plant at the landfill. What people don't know is they see that big power plant from the highway. What a lot of people don't know is that there's a smaller plant actually operating at the landfill that runs on methane gas. And the methane is what is the byproduct of the waste that comes out of the landfill. And as all of us from Johnston know, we know a lot about methane because that's what we smell when things don't go right up at the landfill. So fortunately for us, Broadrock Renewables came along, and they came up with a plan with the landfill that they were going to put in an entirely new methane collection system at the landfill, and then pipe all of that gas to a brand new state-of-the-art efficient power plant. They went in, they negotiated with the town, with the mayor, host community agreement. They went through the permitting process in the town, but they needed legislation from us as well. So as many times as we've said it over and over again, it's truly an example of everyone in the town working together. The Mayor Policina, the town council, and all of us up at the State House to make sure that the legislation got through. And in the course of discussions with Broadrock, they agreed that they wanted to do a little more for the town, particularly the schools, and they came up with the idea of putting together a fund to benefit the schools and to pay for the little extras that so oftentimes the school committee struggles with. To help pay for things such as school books, sports, band, theater, the other things that are there that always seem to run out of money. Hopefully this will create a kitty. So I don't want to steal all the thunder from Mr. Holmes. So I'd like to bring Randy Holmes forward from Broadrock Renewables. He's the president. With a check tonight as the down payment, and then there'll be a recurring payment. So
get this right side up.
Exactly. So we're here with a.
As many of you know, the existing landfill gas plant at the landfill, the predecessor company I worked for had owned that plant for a long time. It's the frustration from someone in my position's point of view is there has been a lot of excess landfill gas at that landfill for many years, but because of the way the electricity markets work, and the permitting process, and the air permits, et cetera, it was always very difficult to add significant new generating capacity. We did put in actually a total of 6 additional engines over the years, but it still left a large amount of gas that was basically just burned up and sent to the atmosphere with no beneficial use. Back in 2006, I first met with Michael Connell and broached with him the idea of building something to do with all of this excess landfill gas because we were just wasting it. And it turned out that the landfill itself had growing pains, and the only way that the landfill could expand and continue taking in the trash, since it's the only landfill that's open in the state, happened to be directly over the top of our existing power plant. So we spent about a year working out a very complicated arrangement where we gave up our old power plant, we got the rights to the new gas, and we went through the permitting process in the town and working with the various stakeholder groups to make sure that this would be something everyone would like to see get built. Took a long time, and really at the end, it turned out that there was a window of opportunity that presented itself, but we were only able to take advantage of it by getting some legislation passed that quickly enabled us to get a power contract that made all the project possible. So we put on a full court press and with enormous cooperation from everyone in the legislature. The bill got passed, sailed through. We signed the power contract with National Grid, all within the space of about 6 weeks. And anybody in our business knows some people work on power contracts for 6 years. We were able to get all this done with everyone's enormous help in really record time. Most people, when I tell them this story, say that that can't possibly be true. No one ever did it that way. Well, the answer is there was so much cooperation in Rhode Island that we were able to get something very beneficial done in a hurry. Recognition of that, we wanted to show how much we appreciated some of the efforts. We started talking with what could we do. We came up with this idea of funding some money into the school system on not only an initial but a long-term basis that would pay for some of these programs, which, as an old band member, I always know we always scrounge around selling cakes and pies to try to get our trips paid for. So hopefully this will enable the schools, in this tough times. I know everything's really bad, nationwide, but certainly here in Rhode Island, there's economic situation pretty dire. Hopefully, they'll just give the school system some breathing room, and we very much appreciate all the help of the community and everyone else. When we get through with this, we're about to start mobilization of our contractors probably before the end of this month. We've already poured some foundation and everything else. Very long lead time to build one of these things. The turbines and transformers take 18 to 24 months to get from the time you place the order to get them delivered. But we will be in full construction starting this summer, and if things go right, then we're looking at probably starting this plant up by the end of next year, or certainly the early part of 2013. It'll be the second largest landfill gas plant in the country. There's nothing quite like it. We anticipate that we will actually see people from around the world coming to this site in Rhode Island to see this plant in operation, because as far as we know, no one's ever built one quite like this anywhere in the world. We're very, very proud of it, and we thank you so much for all of your help in getting this project successfully completed. Thank you.
I just want to assure everyone, we took this outside in the parking lot and we threw it there. It does not bounce. Right on the ground.
Pay for your groceries with it, though.
Thank you, everyone. And Madam Chair, if you want, wait till the school committee come forward and we'll present the, or do you all want to just stay there? We'll just do it. Melissa here really wants to get her hands on it. So, here's your check. Oh. Actually, wait a minute.
Oh, go ahead.
So now, this is the first installment, and then on each anniversary of the power plant, we have $50,000 a year check for the next 10 years. So.